No matter how bad of a bitch you are, sometimes niggas will cheat.
B-Rock started calling me like, hey, please, are you alone? I need to speak to you. I said, what? Like, oh, somebody wants to meet you, please. I'm like, who? He's like, Burna has been disturbing him.
Oh, wow.
Blah, blah, blah. Long.
Yeah.
When I got home that day, I left them again, went home.
Yeah.
Amma started calling me that Burna came to Manny's house. He's saying she should call me. Me, I swiped. I saw the message. I didn't pick up her calls.
Then that's why I was like, I was never good enough for you. You said you didn't believe in monogamy, all that stuff. And that's like, it just is like.
Buckle up if you thought you'd seen every twist in celebrity relationships. When whispers started circulating that Grammy-winning superstar Burna Boy and singer-actress Chloe Bailey might be an item, nobody expected the roller coaster that would follow. At first, it looked like a dream match, two rising icons full of passion and talent, showing glimpses of affection in public and igniting the rumor mill with subtle social media hints. But behind the scenes, some folks were already sounding alarms. Burna Boy's alleged habit of juggling multiple women had been whispered about before, and Chloe had been open in the past about her zero-tolerance policy for any kind of cheating. What was supposed to be a story of blossoming love quickly morphed into a scandal so big that the entire internet couldn't stop talking. It all began with a few stray clues. Burna Boy was spotted in Chloe's orbit, and at first, people shrugged it off as just another celebrity hangout. But then came the sweet smiles, the flirtatious energy, the cryptic social media posts that left fans giddy with speculation. Plenty of people were rooting for them. After all, they each had the star power to light up a stage. So together, it looked like they might form a powerhouse couple. By the time they stepped out publicly in certain circles, the rumor mill was in overdrive, convinced this was the next big romance. However, from day one, you could see tiny cracks if you look closely. Burna Boy's reputation for romantic chaos had long been the stuff of headlines. He'd faced controversies with other women before, and some fans worried history might repeat itself. Meanwhile, Chloe was known for her strong stance on self-respect. She talked about heartbreak in the past and how she'd never give cheaters a second chance. As more of their public interactions surfaced, paparazzi snaps and hearsay from insiders, an undercurrent of tension started swirling. Was Chloe ignoring potential red flags? Or did she genuinely believe Burna was ready to leave his old ways behind? Murmurs exploded into full-blown drama with one big revelation: a leaked phone conversation from someone named Sophia E.G. Bowie, a woman claiming she was deeply involved with Burna Boy at the exact time he was publicly linked to Chloe. In that recording, Sophia described how Burna's circle introduced them, how they allegedly got intimate, and the extravagant promises he made, most notably, a promise to buy her a Lambo truck. If that wasn't enough to raise eyebrows, Sophia shared how Burna seemed to ghost her whenever it was time to turn those lavish promises into reality. The internet erupted into a frenzy. Memes, tweets, and videos popped up every hour, mocking the situation. People joked about imaginary Lambos and how Sophia got played for a watch. The watch in question, a luxury brand piece that Burna apparently gifted Chloe, which now seemed minor compared to the supercar he dangled in front of Sophia. Suddenly, fans were comparing gifts, teasing Chloe for accepting a watch while Burna was allegedly promising a sports vehicle to someone else. It was messy, humiliating, and downright shocking. But that wasn't the whole story. Sophia claimed that a close friend named Amma, who was dating Burna Boy's best friend, actually encouraged her to keep seeing Burna. The entanglement went deeper when Amma ended up attending an event Burna threw for Chloe, and even Sophia's sister was involved in decorating the event itself. It was as if everyone in Burna's circle was in on the secret except for Chloe. Or if Chloe did know something, she was keeping it on the down low. For outsiders watching this unfold, it felt like a twisted soap opera. Best friends, side chicks, and top-tier celebrities all colliding in a web of betrayal. Chloe Bailey, for her part, stayed surprisingly silent at first. She made no grand statements on social media. Instead, the internet noticed subtle moves. She quietly unfollowed Burna Boy on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. And for those who follow celebrity behavior, the unfollow is usually a sure sign that something went very wrong. Khloe had always been open that cheating was a deal breaker. When she found evidence, like stray lashes in the shower or suspicious phone calls, she collected her receipts and then walked away without a second glance. She'd even referenced how, in a past relationship, she discovered proof of infidelity and left without warning. So, when she started distancing herself from Burna online, fans knew the writing was on the wall. Meanwhile, Burna Boy did the exact opposite of what one might expect after getting caught up in such a scandal. Rather than rush back to address the situation, he hopped on a plane to Kenya for a concert, leaving chaos in his wake. Onlookers saw this as him flaunting his nonchalance, essentially saying, "I'm too busy being a global star to care about the drama." And if Khloe was hoping for remorse or an explanation, Burna seemed more interested in performing sold-out shows. It didn't end there, though. Burna then posted a snippet of new music on his Instagram with cryptic lyrics referencing a Lambo promise, clearly taking one last swipe at Sophia. Instead of apologizing for misleading or hurting anyone, he turned the fiasco into a punchline. To many people, it came off as cold-hearted and dismissive, especially since Khloe was also caught in the crossfire. The spectacle raised questions. Did Burna really care about Khloe, or was this just another fling for him? And how many times could he pull the same stunt before facing consequences? Of course, longtime fans of Burna Boy might roll their eyes and say this is classic behavior. After all, this isn't the first time he's been at the center of a messy scandal. His past relationship with British rapper Stefflon Don also imploded with allegations of cheating. There was a point when another woman, Jo Pearl, stepped forward claiming she'd been with Burna for 2 years, overlapping with his relationship with Stefflon Don. Jo Pearl recounted how she and Burna had an intense, passionate bond before he allegedly ghosted her. The story sounded eerily similar: sweet words, extravagant promises, and then radio silence once the relationship threatened to become public. Then there's the matter of Jada Kingdom, a dance hall star who got pulled into Burna Boy drama when he casually mentioned buying her a Birkin bag in the lyrics of Taliban's 2. People quickly put 2 and 2 together, realizing Jada had been spotted in multiple cities with him, even rocking one of his chains. The fans who'd once adored Burna and Steph as a couple erupted in new speculation. Was Jada a friend or more than that? Did Burna's fling with Jada overlap with Stefflon, or had he finally moved on at that point? The timeline was fuzzy, but the pattern was crystal clear. Reflecting on these repeated scenarios, some folks wonder if Burna Boy ever truly invests in his relationships, or if he thrives on attention and drama. Each time, the story follows a familiar script. Burna meets a woman, gives her enough attention to feel special, dangles gifts and grand proclamations about the future, and then disappears or denies everything when it becomes too hot to handle. Fans are left piecing together clues from cryptic social media posts, half-confirmed sightings, and hush-hush confessions from scorned lovers. Chloe Bailey, however, has her own history of heartbreak that shaped her no-nonsense approach. She's been open about being cheated on before and how it left her feeling unworthy. Over time, she made it clear that once someone breaks her trust, she's gone. No negotiations. She even said in past interviews that men never take her seriously when she warns them, but they learn real quick when they see their calls blocked. So if Burna thought Chloe was just another name to add to his list of conquests, he might have underestimated her resolve. It's worth noting, too, that Chloe has been linked to other high-profile men in the past, including rapper Gunna. Their rumored romance caused quite the stir, especially when they were seen together at games, and she admitted to writing a song about him. Nothing was ever confirmed, but fans speculated that if Chloe truly got involved with Burna Boy, it meant she saw something genuine in him. Burna even took her to Nigeria and paraded her around like his most prized companion, leading some to think maybe he was serious this time. Sadly, the Sidechick fiasco shattered that illusion. The heartbreak and frustration are all the more potent because, from an outsider's perspective, Chloe has an unshakable sense of self-worth. She's not the type to sulk publicly or engage in petty Instagram battles. Instead, she does exactly what she said she would. She cuts ties cleanly and moves on. Her fans hail this as an empowering message for women everywhere. But at the same time, it stings to see another talented woman get played in the same pattern of betrayal we've witnessed around Burna before. Now, the big question is, will Burna try to fix everything with yet another grand gesture? Some people speculate he might try the Lambo move on Chloe after all. If he does, it's unclear whether she'd even blink. She has mentioned before that no material item can buy back her trust once someone's been unfaithful. Others guess that Burna will keep ignoring the fire he started, focusing instead on new music and tours, letting time bury this scandal like so many others. But given Chloe's fan base and the fact that social media never truly forgets, this might leave a permanent dent in his image. One can't help but wonder how Burna Boy keeps walking away relatively unscathed from these relationship messes. His star power is undeniable. He's one of the biggest names in Afrobeats, crossing over internationally and packing arenas. Maybe it's that massive global fame that shields him from the consequences of messy breakups. Or perhaps it's the truth that in the fast-moving world of celebrity gossip, a new scandal replaces the old one every few weeks, and people simply move on. But for the individuals directly involved, Chloe, Sophia, Steflin, Joe Pearl, it's not as easy to forget. If anything, the public meltdown has sparked a more serious conversation about how these patterns affect both sides. Is it fair for fans to dismiss the pain Chloe or Sophia experienced just because they dated a superstar? And should celebrities be held to a higher moral standard when they claim to love someone? Or is it naive to expect loyalty in a lifestyle driven by fame and constant travel? The commentary on social platforms has been divided. Some folks say it's typical for a famous artist to have side flings, while others argue that cheating is cheating, no matter how famous you are. So, where do things stand now? For one, Chloe Bailey seems to be staying true to her brand of quiet strength. Beyond unfollowing Burna, she's maintained a dignified silence, letting the rumor mill churn without tossing in sensational details. Whether she's hurting or not, she's not giving the drama the oxygen it craves. Burna, on the other hand, has been spotted living his best life on stage, jumping from concerts to studio sessions, rolling out new music and dropping cryptic references here and there. Fans are left to guess if he's moved on or if he's quietly scheming a comeback into Chloe's good graces. In the midst of the chaos, Sophia and her close friends continue releasing bits of tea, fueling the chatter that Burna Boy was making grandiose promises he never intended to keep. Some corners of the internet mock Sophia, questioning why she believed the Lambo story in the first place. Others sympathize, pointing out that Burna Boy has a history of sweeping women off their feet with attention and sweet words, only to vanish at the first sign of accountability. It's almost surreal how much this drama resembles a TV plot, with each episode dropping a bigger bombshell than the last. But behind the jaw-dropping headlines, real emotions and reputations are on the line. Chloe's supporters are cheering her on, hoping she'll channel any hurt into her work and come out stronger than ever. Meanwhile, Burna's loyalists insist these stories are overblown, pointing out that we've heard many rumors about him before, some of which amounted to nothing. Yet the question lingers. With so many allegations piling up, can they all be baseless? And then there's the possibility that Burna Boy simply can't be tamed by a traditional relationship. Maybe the idea of exclusive commitment clashes with his superstar lifestyle. But if that's the case, critics say, he should be upfront instead of stringing women along. The cynics among us might note that scandal sells music. The more drama that surrounds Burna, the bigger his name looms in public consciousness, which might paradoxically boost his career. Chloe's fans, however, aren't buying that rationale. To them, it's simply disrespectful to play these games, especially with someone who's openly communicated her boundaries. They see Chloe as a strong role model for young women, and they find it distasteful that Burna would exploit the relationship, real or rumored, for publicity or personal gratification. Some go so far as to claim this fiasco will cost Burna dearly in terms of respect, especially in markets where Chloe Bailey has a huge following. Yet, for all the heartbreak and negative press, some watchers believe that if Burna Boy dropped a formal apology, maybe not a public one, but at least a genuine olive branch, he might salvage some dignity. Still, there's no sign of that happening. Instead, the swirl of new rumors, cryptic Instagram stories, and hush-hush side conversations keeps intensifying. Each week brings a fresh hint that the situation's either resolved in private or about to blow up in everyone's faces again. As for Chloe, her next move is anyone's guess. Will she address the situation head-on in an interview or on a talk show, dropping bombs about what really went down? Or will she simply let the hype die, release her music, and let the songs do the talking? Some fans are begging her to channel this heartbreak into her lyrics, turning the betrayal into a chart-topping anthem for empowerment. Others just want her to stay above it all. If we know anything about Chloe Bailey's style, it's that she'd rather show her growth and success than publicly rehash a painful betrayal. In the end, the entire saga serves as a cautionary tale of glitz, glam, and the illusions that can form when you mix celebrity status with matters of the heart. No matter how famous you are, heartbreak stings the same. No matter how expensive the gifts, broken trust isn't easily repaired. And no matter how many red flags pop up, sometimes we convince ourselves that maybe this time will be different, until it isn't. So here we are, left with swirling questions. Will Burna Boy ever truly settle down, or is he destined to repeat this cycle with yet another unsuspecting partner? Will Chloe stand her ground and walk away for good? Or could there be a secret reconciliation in the works? And how many more leaked calls or video clips will emerge before the dust finally settles? One thing's certain, the drama has sparked a global conversation that stretches from Lagos to Los Angeles, from London to the far corners of social media. Fans debate whether love can survive in the high-octane world of touring schedules and countless admirers. Critics argue that it's not about fame. Cheating is a universal issue, and stardom just amplifies it on a public stage. Supporters of both artists wonder if they'll eventually meet on better terms, each having learned a lesson. But for now, the fiasco stands as a testament to how quickly a dreamy romance can curdle into scandal. Burna Boy, adored by millions, faces renewed scrutiny over how he treats the women in his life. Chloe Bailey, embodying poise and strength, quietly signals she won't be one of those women who endures disrespect. And Sophia, she's learned a brutal lesson about trusting big words without follow-through. No matter how this ends, the legacy of this situation will live on, possibly in future interviews, cryptic lyrics, or viral social posts. Fans may get closure from Chloe's next album or Burna Boy's next public statement, if one ever comes. Until then, we're all left analyzing every subtle social media move and every rumor that trickles out, wondering if this is really the end or just another chapter in an ever-evolving story. Sometimes, in the celebrity world, these dramas fade from public consciousness overnight, replaced by the next scandal. But there's a feeling in the air that this one cut a little deeper. Perhaps it's because Chloe Bailey had put her heart on the line again, only to be met with old patterns of betrayal. Perhaps it's because Burna Boy, beloved for his creative genius, seems to care more about dropping cryptic barbs than making amends. For now, we watch and wait, eyes peeled for the next rumor, the next telling gesture, or that famous Lambo appearing on someone's driveway. Until then, consider this a reminder that not everything that glitters is gold, especially in the world of the rich and famous. Love might look enchanting under stage lights, but once they dim, reality often reveals a far more complicated story. So, what do you think? Should Chloe give Burna Boy another chance if he tries to come back around with an extravagant gift? Or is she absolutely done for good? Can a star of Burna's caliber ever truly avoid controversy? Or is this constant swirl of drama just part of the package? And finally, why do so many fans still root for these flawed love stories even when the evidence suggests heartbreak is inevitable? Let me know your thoughts, and stay tuned, because in the celebrity universe, the next round of jaw-dropping tea could drop at any moment.